All right. Hey guys, can you hear me? I'm back. I've been very busy, but I'm gonna be doing some streaming.
Sound gravelly today, Dustin.
Yes. So, hold on. I'm already confused. All right. All right. Okay. Sorry if it's the sound is like really loud or something. I got the AC machine going and some sound suppression and compressing. Okay, so I'm working on episode 9 of my interface stuff, and so I'm going to be animating some pretty basic stuff, I guess, but it's going to take me some time because it's complicated. What I'm doing is kind of like a walking thing. Thanks, Cody. So, how are you guys doing? I'm guessing some of you guys have to go back to school or go back to university or whatever. Oh, we got 70 people here. No, this is a different episode. This is that spooky driver thing. I had to put it on hold because I got a whole bunch of projects I have to work on, and they're like commissions, and not really sure if I'm supposed to talk about it or not. But they're going to be coming out, and you guys will see them soon in a couple weeks or a month or so. I'm not sure. But, yes, yeah, it is a face rig. Well, you know what? I gotta turn my sound settings because I can hear myself come through the speakers, and it's okay. That's better. Okay. Yeah. So this scene here was actually rendered in 3D because I did the whole like the whole room in 3D, and so I trace over hand drawn, so kind of a KYS Adult Swim when. I can't just stay tuned because it's gonna happen soon. You're gonna see something.
It's gonna happen. It's happening.
It's happening. I don't really know if I'm supposed to talk about it or not, but
well, I can talk about it because I'm removed.
Okay, but it's happening. Just
I witnessed it from a distance, so I didn't sign any papers.
Yeah, the face cam. I had some problems with it, so I had to fix it this morning. It seems to be like maybe they updated the program or something. I don't know, but his mouth seems to be like better animated or something. I don't know. All right, so I got a character here that's supposed to be like walking in the frame, and I don't know if this is going to look great or not. I'm just going to go for it. And, oops, what did I just do? Hey, did I just? Hey, Caroline, do you know what? Like, is that like thumbnails and the layers? Do you have to like disable them or something?
What?
The layers in Photoshop. Is there like a way to enable them?
Layers.
Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. I don't know what I just did. I just disabled the thing there. And maybe I could reset it.
Just reset the space.
Let me just reset. Sorry, guys. A lot of YouTubers are doing this these days, by the way. Are you talking about the face cam thing? Okay, I don't know what I did there, but whatever, I'll just work with it, something to do. Wavel, or is it Wavel Kroll? Where did you get your music from? All the music is stuff that I made, so it's all original to my animations. And with the exception of the Barry Y video, which I licensed some samba music or whatever it is. So if you're interested in finding more music that I made, you can go to hexsystem.com, HEXSYSTEM.com. Oh, Guys Who Animate, yeah. So yeah, you can find more music there. Let me just see what was I doing here? Okay. Okay. It'd be amazing to see McDonald's stuff on Adult Swim. Unfortunately, they're not interested in like kind of branded corporate stuff, so I can't really do like McDonald's videos, even though like something like Robot Chicken has done that, but they have an actual big budget to actually get the proper licenses and stuff. I don't really know. I'm just a small guy here, so for now, if you see anything with, it's probably going to be interface related for now, because it's all original. Thank you, Frank. Conrad, for that question, you can check the description, because it's a FAQ answer. And I got lots of people ask me that all the time, so you'll see down there. Is interface placed in France? I haven't no, it actually takes place in Montreal. However, it's not out of the option. Like it might happen, like a scene might take place in France or something. There's a few scenes that it's kind of ambiguous where it takes place. So. How pre-planned is interface? I've got the next like 3 episodes in my head, and then I got the next episode like written down partially. So it's pre-planned to an extent, and I kind of have an idea what's going to happen at the end of like the season or whatever. So it's not all written out, but I got like an idea of where I'm going to go. This is interface episode 9 for those who are asking. Reading a Klimt art book today. Was the design of Interface Girl inspired by the unfinished Adam and Eve? I actually don't know what that is, so it's not, I guess, but it could be that I maybe seen something somewhere. But I mean, all the stuff that I do is basically kind of influenced from something else that came before. It's hard to be pretty much original this day and age, because a lot of stuff already kind of exists, and it's not really much you can. I say the only thing that's kind of original about my stuff is maybe the pink clown. That's kind of like friendly and endearing while also being creepy. But everything else is kind of taken from other things and just kind of changed around. I mean, that's like pretty much normal most things that you see, most movies are like that. I'm just kind of working out the anatomy of this guy here before I actually draw him. Is that face based on Hank Hill spliced with Ronald McDonald?
Maybe.
Not intentionally, but maybe it is. Probably just looks like that by accident. Do you have plans for longer episodes or combining a few episodes into one? No, school. I would do the episodes longer. It's about striking a balance between having uploads that are relatively frequent, which I try to do at least once a month or once every month and a half, and length and quality. So I could do them longer, but it would take me longer to do, and they would come out less frequently. And then they may not even be as good because I feel like with the internet, sometimes things are just better when they're short. And if it was actually like a television series and they were 30 minutes long, that it would work because there would be a lot more, I don't know, I guess character development that I could have put into the episode and stuff. But if I did it all by myself at this point, it just wouldn't work. It's too much work to do them longer. So I try to keep them around 3 minutes. Well, thank you, Art Carolina. Is Henry Niebieski Polish, or is it coincidence? He's going to be Polish. Or, I mean, he's going to be like basically his family's going to be from Poland. So maybe he's American at this point, but
he's going to become Polish.
Or maybe he's Canadian. I haven't really decided yet. But he was working for the U.S. military at some point, right? And his last name is Polish. So he's probably just a Polish immigrant from like 100 years ago or whatever. I don't like pineapples on my pizza. Temp name, not really. Carolina does, but yeah, the algorithm really did pick up on the soup video. It's really given me a lot of subscribers. So I don't know why. YouTube's like computer was like, I don't know. It was like relating to the message or something. Trying to be a real person. And it's like, I've got to promote this message that I can be a son as well. So, I don't know. It's picking up the soup video. I got like 8,000 subscribers just from that, so it's crazy.
That's crazy!
Thank you, comrade. Horrific. I'm happy for that. Thank you. And Sir Biddle. Thank you guys for your comments. If you have a question and I miss it, you can just ask me again. I'll try to answer them all. It's just sometimes I miss them in the chat scrolls past. Okay, so I got my kind of like outline for my character there, so I can draw on top of them. I have to get my reference images here too, and I'm gonna just drag this over here so you don't see some spoilers. Just give me a second. Well, actually, close that and put it back over. Oh, geez, hold on. Do you do all the visuals, or do you get that 3D stuff from others? Goat SD, so far I've been managing to do the 3D stuff on my own. I've been doing it with SketchUp and Cinema 4D Lite. There is someone I'm working on that is possibly going to be collaborating with me on some 3D stuff, but we'll see how that goes. Have you heard of Wingstop? Yes, SC Wood. I have watched some of their videos. And yeah, I think it's like a channel that's like full of collaborators or animators or something like that. It's pretty interesting stuff. Sorry guys, just one second. I'm looking for something. Episode 3. Okay. So I guess this is kind of like giving away some spoilers, I guess. But I am using there's a character that reappears, I guess, and I just want to make sure he looks the same. Victorians XD, of course you can ask me a question.
No.
Gromby, yeah, well, I mean, I would prefer, I mean, sometimes I'm pretty introverted, so I like to stay in the shadows, but I think, you know, with the algorithm and stuff on YouTube, it's better for me to do live streams once in a while. Dakota Taylor, no, I'm not, at least they told me not to say so, how did you get your soups on so popular? Did all the soups come to watch the video? Victorians, because I know you're another animator, I think you might be interested. The reason why I think possibly why I got picked up in the algorithm is because I released a 30-second video first, like a couple days before, and then I put out the Soup Sun video. And I think the way that the algorithm works is basically you kind of have to like wake up your subscribers, because if you haven't posted in like a month and you just upload a video, not all your subscribers are going to see them. So I put a 30-second video out, right, that kind of like wakes them up, right? And then you put the Soup Sun video out, and then like 80% of the people watched the Soup Sun video, and then the algorithm's like, well, okay, time to promote it. That's just my opinion. I don't really know if that's how it works, but I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years, not just on this channel. I think that's my suspicion. So I might be doing that in the future. You know, kind of releasing a 30-second video and then a longer episode right after. Is Super Chat disabled? James Lite, I don't have Super Chat because I'm a Canadian. I don't think they have it, or at least I don't think so anyway. I don't think they have it available for Canadians, so I'm not sure if that's the reason or not, but yeah. Is Cammy an evil character, or Greens Robotics evil? They will be revealed to be a little bit more nefarious. However, I don't want my characters to be black and white too much, so they're not going to be completely evil. They're going to think of it this way: no one thinks that they're bad guy, right? So even if they're the bad guys, they still have their own things that they think they're doing positive change in the world, whatever. So I remember seeing Sue promote a while back, thinking it was odd since YouTube doesn't really show me things. And I think AV, it just takes a while. You know, it just takes a while for the channel to kind of grow, I guess. You should post more often to get more pop. Victorians, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the way the algorithm is, it really promotes quantity over quality. So you kind of have to. I try to post at least twice a month, but that's not really enough.
It's up to them. You'd be posting 3 times a week.
Yeah, but I can't.
It's ridiculous.
It's just too much work. This animation's taking forever. So, but yeah, that's okay. So I'm actually gonna do some animation now. Do you have another web series planned for after Interface ends? Harrison Jeffs, I don't. I have a few ideas actually for other series, but right now I'm just focusing on Interface because I want it to be kind of a big thing, and the more I work on it, you know, the bigger it grows. How's the weather in Canada? It's been really humid this summer, really gross and sticky.
Yep.
That's about it, in Montreal at least. Hey Tyler, what umami means, check the description, it's down there below in the FAQ. Victorians also, if you want a good way to like grow, the reason why I do 30-second animations is because you can post them on Reddit, specifically like YouTube Haiku, and if people find them funny, then you can get a lot of views. And they're 30 seconds long, so they don't take you that much effort. And then you can also do your longer videos on the side, right? And then people will check out your longer videos. That's kind of been my strategy. How many episodes are left? For the first season, I'm guessing maybe like 8. I don't know, really. I can't say, Frank. Hey, David White. I have been posting some stuff to, or actually, mostly other people have been posting for me to Reddit. Yeah, so some people have been promoting it there on Reddit. Interdimensional cable and YouTube Haiku usually do pretty well there. Sometimes deep into YouTube as well, but they don't allow submissions unless your stuff is like over 6 months old or something like that. I'm studying for maths for an exam and I have to do it in the summer. Are you in summer school, white piano? Or are you studying for September or something?
Did your mom ever tell you what she thought of Sweet Baby Ray's?
I don't think she used it yet.
We gotta get Dolly up in this chat and talk about Sweet Baby Ray's.
Okay, cool. GIF view with sound also helps. I just post on Reddit and get decent amount of comment. Yeah. The thing with Reddit is they don't really like watching videos. They like watching GIFs. So
yeah, because it's usually people at work pooping with their phone when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So they can't play sound.
I've posted a few things that were like GIFs. I might try doing it some more though, but we'll see. Okay.
Who is this guy?
Who's who?
This guy on the side of your screen. Gray.
This guy? Oh, it's one of the characters that was revealed earlier. I'm making him more of
an egghead.
Okay. Hey, Westwood, thank you for the comments. Pipe or Pipney, I started doing in Photoshop, and then I bring it into After Effects and stuff. I do all my base animations in Photoshop though. Thoughts on boomers and Monster Energy drinks? I don't really have too many thoughts on it other than it's a funny meme. What helped you learn Photoshop? Not necessarily tutorials. How did you approach it? Well, honestly, the way I started learning was with tutorials, but this was like a long time ago. Like I started using Photoshop when I was maybe like 12 or 13, and I'm 28 now, so it's been a long time. And Photoshop is not really that complicated. It just it takes a while to get good at it, I'd say.
There's so many levels to what you can do in Photoshop.
Yeah, I guess it is pretty complicated.
And you're not even like as good as I am on Photoshop.
Oh.
Yeah. Web.
You know what? I should probably save this.
Nah.
Space Station 13 is a game where you examine the effects of putting clowns on high-tech space installations.
Nice.
I will have to check that out later. I have not heard of that. James H., why don't you upload your live streams so I can watch them later because I miss them? I do actually keep them, but they're unlisted so that my channel doesn't get flooded with live streams. So if you go to my channel main page, there's a playlist called Playlists, and you should be able to find them all there. So, James H., you can find them. They're just under Playlists.
Your playlist is called Playlist?
No, it's called Live Streams.
Well, that's not what you said.
The playlist is called Live Streams.
Yeah.
I'd buy the music on vinyl for sure. Such small pressings are still somewhat expensive. NVB, I was actually thinking once season 1 is done to possibly do a Kickstarter and then see if there's any interest in having them made on vinyl. Because with the Kickstarter, then people can basically pre-order them and there's no financial risk on my end. And then I'll just make it like, I don't know what, like $35 each. I don't know how much it costs, but, and then it would be cool to have like, you know, like a season of this on vinyl and like some nice artwork and stuff. So that's a possibility. Otherwise, I might just do it on digital. I might actually make CDs or something. That if, you know, I don't know if people still listen to CDs, but I know some people out there like still the physical music, so that's something to consider.
I like CDs.
Mr. Fridge was episode 7 hard to make. Episode 7 actually has some long meandering shots, so it's long, and it wasn't necessarily that much harder. There were some shots that were really hard for me to do, but it wasn't that bad actually. A lot of questions today. You should integrate the industrialization of agriculture into your work. I believe it goes on with the previous things. Dakota, yeah, probably. I'm gonna probably get to something like that in the future. Well, SS13 not for everyone. It's heavily RP based. I'll have to check it out then. What resolution do you work at? I usually work at 640 by 480. That's how everything goes out. And then I upscale it to 4K with nearest neighbor turned on so the pixels are sharp. And Tyler, I did go to, I went to art college, so. Not that you need to go to art college to make animations, but I'm just saying that's why I went to film school, basically.
Yeah, but you did zero animating in film school.
I didn't do any animating in film school, actually.
That's completely irrelevant to the technique of animating.
Yeah, I did some music and like story scripting and stuff.
Or that you did film production.
Yeah. I was watching your interface series and cutting onions open at the same time.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, thanks, Crypto.
Boys were crying.
Frank Tinsley, the MRI thing is actually just basically reused footage of an actual MRI. However, I made it look like it was animated. I got a lot of tricks that kind of do things like that for me. Otherwise, you know, because it's basically just me animating, with the exception of Carolina once in a while. And I could have rotoscoped it, but I just did a few things in After Effects to make it look like I drew it myself. But even then, it still looks a little bit too realistic, I think. All right. So I got my guy here. He looks a little odd. His shoulders look really thick and incorrect. So, and I think his arm on the left side's a little too thick too. So I'm gonna just shim that down, shave it down. Just make his shoulders a little bit more droopy. This guy's supposed to be kind of creepy on his own. Okay. His pants look a little too thick. Whew. What is your obsession with Mark Zuckerberg? I don't know if it's an obsession. It's just I find his live streams to be kind of funny and a good source of making short little videos without having to think too hard about them. That's basically my reasoning. Because it's pretty hard coming up with like fresh ideas on a consistent basis. There's a few things I just gotta fall back to sometimes. It's just that I know you guys will probably enjoy, but I didn't have to like. It's hard to come up with like funny ideas every couple of weeks because some of the stuff I just think of and a couple of days later I'm like, what the hell? That wasn't really that funny, so I don't do it or whatever. This guy's suit looks like crap. Okay, so it's okay. Also, Mark Zuckerberg is like a searchable thing on YouTube, so it kind of gets picked up a little bit in the algorithm. That's some of the reason. It's all about striking a balance between doing original stuff and growing your channel and doing stuff that's topical because otherwise people won't really find your stuff. You have to do a bit of both. Okay.
I wish your text was bigger.
What?
I wish your text was bigger.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like really hard to read on a smaller screen.
Wow. Is the morph effects thing also edited footage or what's called? The morph effects? That Ghost SD is. There was some NVIDIA demo about like generating people's faces with computers or something, and they released it as basically copyright free. I think it said attribution, so I use that as a basis for the morphing effect. Yeah, because otherwise that would be really tricky for me to draw by myself. Yeah, Joe Bob. You got think of it this way, like a seesaw. You got Mark Zuckerberg on one side, and you have all your other stuff on the other. And you have to make sure that Mark Zuckerberg balances out with everything else. Because otherwise...
Yeah. You could have the boringest web series on the planet, but as long as you balance it out with Mark Zuckerberg, you're fine.
Yeah, you need a little bit of Mark Zuckerberg in there.
You should make it one of those, what's that site called? Like Expert Village or whatever videos. It should be like YouTube web series advice. And
Throw
just be
in Mark
like,
Zuckerberg.
balance everything out with Mark Zuckerberg.
Like, I should make a Mark Zuckerberg salt shaker. And you just basically shake him onto your...
What?
You just shake him out once in a while.
Okay. Nice try, trying to insert yourself there.
Yeah.
It's more like a balance beam, you know? It's one of those justice scales that lawyers have.
Do you animate everything frame by frame? I do animate. Yeah, I pretty much animate things frame by frame, with the exception of, like, you know, like in this shot, the background was actually generated by a 3D program. So I can't say that I like drew it all by hand. However, for the most part, yeah, I do a lot of hand-drawn animation. It's a bit of a mixture of hand-drawing, like keyframing. Okay, so I got my guy there. I think I can get rid of this now. He has to walk into the shot. So let's see if I can do this properly, because I usually mess up. Let's just step back here, I guess. Okay, saving. No, the 3D stuff is done with 3D stuff is basically done with Cinema 4D, but then I also draw on top of it, Chucky, so that it looks like it was hand drawn. Like, it takes a while, because I have to draw on top of it to fix some of the problems. Like, basically, this layer right here was done in 3D. However, some of it wasn't like rendered correctly. Like this, it looked like this basically, and so I had to draw on top of it, like that. But if I'm doing like a render or the camera's moving, it may not be a big deal for like a static shot like this, but when the camera's moving, I'll have to draw over it on every single frame. So it can be a lot of work, even if it is done in 3D. When you use Cinema 4D, do you use a certain effect to get it to look like your animations, or do you rotoscope to 3D animations afterwards? Pipney, there's actually a live stream where I go through the whole process, and it's the live stream where I'm animating the McDonald's for the Big Smoke video. And basically what I do is I export it with 3 different layers, like the base layer, which is just the colors cel shaded, a layer that has lighting in it so that I can, in After Effects, basically add some effects to it so that it will trace the outlines, and a few other things. It's kind of complicated for me to explain, but maybe I'll go through the steps in a future live stream again sometimes. Chicken Slick, do we have a normal job behind the animating? I do, and it's I freelance edit like videos and stuff, and corporate videos and stuff. However, since the channel has been growing, I've been dedicating more time to these animations. Now it's occupying more time than my usual work. So, well, thank you for you guys for supporting me, because it's been able to basically work on my channel more full time. It's kind of crazy. Okay. So I'm going to animate him here. Hold on here. That. So, okay, good.
Is it the one where you're drawing a McDonald's building?
It's the one where I'm drawing a McDonald's building. Yeah.
Okay, I found it.
How do I do the voices? Basically, I just lower my voice and add compression to it. But for the other voices, I hire background actors, so, or not background, voice actors. So. Okay, so he's there. In this shot, he needs to have his foot coming forward. And also, hold on a second. He should be up a little bit. Yeah. Are you a huge fan of sodium glutamate? Hey, Caroline, what is sodium glutamate?
MSGs.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't know.
You know, the stuff you usually snort off of my blood.
Yeah, the stuff that I have in large packages that I receive from Colombia. And I sprinkle it all over my steaks and everything. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm drawing his leg.
Every time I say something raunchy, someone subscribes.
I think it might just be because the channel is getting a lot of subscribers these days. I don't know if they're all watching.
I'm pretty sure it's because I'm just so hilarious.
Yeah, it's. What did Mischief mean when he said he'll decide where to drive like he has for so many others? Well, Frank, assuming he's been around for about 100 years, and this is his first encounter with the blue guy, that means he's been interacting with other people throughout time. We just haven't seen it, that's all. That's basically what he... I mean, what he's doing for the blue guy, he's probably done for someone else, is what... Because... I think that's what he's implying. But usually I don't like to explain things too much because I like people form their own opinions. But, okay, so there's that. And now this leg should be back a little bit, I think. Or actually, maybe not. Figure out how people walk.
With their knees and their ankles.
Mikey, it's not going to be a McDonald's one, sorry. I have a couple second animation of Birdie, but I didn't finish it. I think I'm kind of moving on from the McDonald's stuff, to be honest with you guys, because I've been getting a lot of interest about mainly the interface stuff, and I can't seem to think of anything new for the McDonald's stuff, and it's branded and corporate. I don't really want to get too much into trademark stuff, so even though it's all fair use, of course. Okay, so when you're walking, usually your arm is swinging in the opposite direction that your leg is, I think. So when your left leg is forward, so your right arm is forward, I think. We'll see. If it looks messed up, then I'll just fix it. But it's Mikey, yeah, it's another interface episode, episode 9, which has taken me longer than I expected because I try to keep my animations short and sweet and stuff, but then sometimes they just get really complicated, and I don't know, I can't, like, sometimes I just can't, if I have a good idea, I just want to go all the way and get it done, but it takes a long time. This one might be coming out in a couple of weeks because there's a lot of stuff still left to do. And so this arm should also be going back a bit. Umami, have you tried watching? No, I haven't. Sorry, man. I haven't really had much time to watch anything. The only thing I've been sort of watching is Better Call Saul season 4, which is coming out.
Hype.
That's about it, really.
Hype.
Yeah, now this leg has to go back just a bit. Hiro Tadomatsu. Yes, it is a new episode. What did you study in college? So I went to an art school, and it was for film production. However, the first year you're basically forced to do like paintings and drawings and stuff. So that's what I did, and
that's another one for the FAQ, I think.
Yeah, well, and I made a short film, and then I moved to Montreal for my first job, and then I started freelancing, but that was all about 8 years ago. So I started doing these animations just last year. His pants is supposed to be angled a bit because it's going back, and his foot should also be kind of like compressed. Have you considered getting more animators? I have. However, I can't really afford to pay them yet, so I haven't. But who knows? I mean, in the future, if things keep growing the way they're growing, I might bring some animators on board. Do you know Pilot Red Sign? What is your opinion on him, and do you draw any inspiration from his animations? I don't know him. However, he did pop into our last live stream, and he was talking with me for a bit. And I love all his animations, and I definitely am inspired by them. But I'm inspired by them more in terms of the aesthetics rather than the well, because with the interface stuff, I'm kind of doing something a little bit different. However, I can see how people will draw the same conclusion from watching the Soup Sun video, for instance. The Soup Sun is very inspired, I guess, by the Pilot Red Sun. But yeah, so that's, I guess, my answer for that. Okay.
Soup Sun.
Temp name, see you later.
Soup Sun.
What happened to Birdie, the early bird? She was in McFeel's guy's picture. Tyler, my idea for the Birdie animation was that basically she was flying a jet because she's like a bird, right? But then she like crash lands on some desert island, and then like because there's no actual civilization there, she just like regresses into like a chicken, like an actual chicken, and then she just looks like a real chicken, and that's the end of the animation. But I just haven't gotten around to doing it because it would have taken me so long to do, and I've just been working on other stuff. So I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but that was my idea for her. So, you know, okay. Python modding, how you doing? Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's a bad idea. It's a good idea. It's just I don't know. It's just, it seems like every time I have to do something new, I come up with something else that I like instead. So there we go. That's better. I'm gonna shrink them down just a little bit. Still not far enough, I think. There we go. I have to look at his shoes right here because it has to line up. Usually I do the walk cycles at 7.5 frames a second because if I did them at 15 frames a second, they would just look kind of wonky because there's like too many frames, and also it would take me forever. So there's that step there. Okay, so now I have to this is where animating in Photoshop kind of has its disadvantages because it's not really meant to be animated with. Okay. Why does Barry always hug the donuts? I don't know, Tyler. Okay. Okay. Now I think I can draw this. After this animation, I think it will be quicker because basically my loop cycle will be done. So I was going to erase both his legs because I have to redraw them both. Major nostalgia and emotions. Well, thank you guys. Hey, Adrian, thank you. Okay, now this other leg is going back. And it should be like something like that. And you can draw a shoe like that. Have you ever used the Pencil 2D to animate? It has a similar look to it. No, I haven't used it. Ghost SD. I did a little bit of messing around with TV Paint. I don't really know how to use it though, and I kind of just like how everything integrates with After Effects and Photoshop and Premiere, so I might just be sticking with this for now. Okay, so his arms also have to swing, so now this arm has to go back. Just a small amount. You don't want to like swing around like a gorilla or something. So a little bit of a bend in his arm. I don't really draw his hands, like all the fingers and stuff. When he's this far away, I just kind of make a circle because it would just look weird. I mean, sometimes I do like little lines, like right there. I might just go like this. So there's that. This, I don't like his pose there. It's kind of odd. So I might just have to move his other arm up first. So let's just see what that looks first, and then fix maybe his other arm. I think maybe his right arm is swinging out too much. And this one's messed up too. Yeah, it's too much. It looks like he's kind of like walking in a fashion aisle or something. Flux God, no worries. I'm just happy you're here and enjoying my stuff. His hands are thin, eh? Yeah. We'll see. Maybe we'll see how it looks. Okay. So now I gotta turn this onion screen off. That's not so bad. I think it looks okay actually. Because yeah, his hands get thin, but at this point he's gonna be like in the background a little bit. So, so that's not bad. So the rest of it should be pretty easy because I can just loop this section. And so what I'll do is delete all this crap here, bring this stuff down. And what I'll do is I'll duplicate this 4 times, or 3 times probably. Wonder if I should color him too. That'd be easier because then I don't have to. I'm gonna color him first, and then I'll duplicate him so I don't have to like recolor him. Okay. Mr. Squarehead, this is a episode 9. Of interface. Now, he's not actually going to be red, but the lighting in this room, or the lighting that he's walking towards, is red, so he's going to be basically red. And I'll give him some yellow highlights, I guess, on the top shoulder, because the overhead lighting is yellow. Because I like to color my characters with the lights rather than have the characters be the colors that they are. But that's not always the case. Like usually the blue guy and Mischief are bright pink and bright blue, regardless of the lighting, with a few exceptions, I guess. But in this case, he's not a main character, so, but he will be kind of a side character. I don't know how big of a part he will play yet, but right now he's just basically draped in lights. So, yeah. So I take this kind of like yellowish light and just going to highlight. And I'll probably also give him some dark red shadows. Why did you go for Henryk Niebieski? Is he Polish? Well, Niebieski means blue in Polish. I'm sure you probably figured that out. And I just feel like for some reason he kind of looked Polish, and I don't really have any other reasoning behind that, but maybe in a future episode there will be a scene that takes place in Poland, because I've been to Poland and I like to base my animations off places I've actually been, so that's very likely what's going to happen. His backstory is probably, related to Poland in some way. Oops. I wasn't trying to run later there. To Puta Madre, oh, thank you. Peter Toole, thank you very much. Is it inspiration or a hunch for the coloring? I don't know really. I just kind of like I feel like there's not a lot of cartoons that use lighting in dramatic ways, and that's kind of something I want to do, because every time I see a new cartoon come out on TV, whatever, it's always like this flat, boring lighting. It just makes me kind of upset, because there's so much you can do with animation.
You mean there's lighting in those shows?
Yeah, sometimes, if you watch some early episodes of The Simpsons, they actually do have lighting similar to this. They actually have backlights and lights in them. And then all their new stuff, they don't even bother. And it really makes a huge difference in my opinion. Umami, what's the story behind Thomas the Tank? Well, there's no real story behind it other than it's a funny idea. That's all there is to it, really. There's no deep lore to it. It's just basically Thomas getting back at the conductor. Okay, well, I think it looks a little bit more 3D now too, when you have shading like this. Looks a little bit more realistic. Not realistic, but it has depth to it. If you've drawn places you've been, does this mean you've been inside a giant spooky mechanical sarcophagus? Baby robot. Not really. However, the spooky mechanical sarcophagus baby robot thing is kind of like a metaphor for like being born. So I guess everyone's sort of been in someone's womb at some point in their life. With, so I guess, that's kind of, not that I remember anything like that, but, Speaking of, yeah, Kiwi, I get that comment a lot. There's 3 engines on one side and there's 2 engines on the other. That was just a mistake on my part. However, I think maybe that might be one of the reasons why the video blew up, is because like every second comment is basically pointing that out. So it's like all these extra comments because I made a mistake, but it's actually probably a good thing. What is with your clown fetish?
Yeah, Justin.
I don't know if it's a fetish, but
I don't know. I think you might.
I can't explain it. I just think they're funny. And Mischief isn't really a clown. He's got a clown-looking face. He's got a red nose.
Yeah, it's a clown.
Yeah, but he's not a clown. Like, his body isn't a clown.
He also makes jokes and he's mischievous, so he's a clown.
Okay, well, maybe he's a clown, but he's not like a traditional clown.
And then, like, every Halloween, you just want to dress up as a clown, and you just draw clowns, and you're just obsessed with clowns.
Jeez. I don't know, guys.
Justin's into clowns.
Alright. Okay. Next shot. Red again. This is how long it takes me to animate stuff. Well, not really. I usually go a bit faster. That's because when I'm live streaming, I have to answer questions, so it's
You color that boy in.
I should use the paint bucket tool.
You color it in.
Kind of sucks. You can't use the paint bucket tool because sometimes there's gaps. Okay, let's get my background back in there. I came across your channel after I watched the Pong video. And it was like, oh, thank you, Flux God. What are Mischief's eyebrows? They look kind of like nails. I don't really know what they are. However, they were shown in episode 3 that they can, or was it episode 4, that they can absorb some sort of static energy. So he uses them for something that's later to be explained. Swahili Kappa, thank you. Mr. Squarehead, you're from India, eh? My mom's from India, so I'm like half Indian. Genetically. But I was born in Canada. I've been to India. I'm new, so don't judge if he's already asked, but do you ever try to make anime? Rapid Buster. I'm not really into anime apart from a few studios like Production IG or Studio Gilby. So I'm not. I do like the aesthetics of anime though, and I do incorporate some of it into my animations. However, I would say I kind of like the aesthetics of like King of the Hill more than anime. So I guess I try to like kind of go in between both of those, or I try to anyway. I mean, some of my animations just look like really messed up. So yeah. You don't have to, but can you explain the ghost episode? I didn't get that one. I'm gonna keep it vague because I don't like answering all the lore questions. But basically, in episode 3, Greetings Robotics was explaining how they're gonna go basically scoop up all these like kind of spirits that are throughout the world. And so what you're seeing in episode 4 is the culmination of those efforts. Mick, is that how you say your name? Oh, thank you for pledging $1. I really appreciate that. Thanks for your support. Thank you. Are you friends with Pilot Red Sun? I'm not. I don't know him personally, but I really do like his work. So
You really should know him personally.
so
I asked you like
I think
3
he lives in
times
the
on
United
the
States.
screen.
I think he's an American, so I haven't been down there. I don't know him.
You guys need a play date.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I want more coffee.
Well, go make it. I can't do it. I'm over here now. I'm looking.
I know.
Okay, so that's 2 frames. I can move on to the next one.
Congratulations on your 2 frames. Yeah. 300 years later.
Yeah. Collab with Pilot Red Sun would be awesome. I think I might do that sometime in the future. I'll ask him if he's interested. I don't know if he'll go for it. I mean, he's collaborated with other people, so we'll see. Right now, though, I got a lot on my plate. I got this, and I got 2 kind of like sort of commissions, I guess. So I have to work on those, and but possibly the winner or something. We'll see. Do you know Dave Firth? I don't know him. I don't know him at all. But I definitely see his animations. I really like them. Especially, well, I used to watch them when they were like coming out live, like back in the day. I used to go to fatpie.com, his website, back in 2005 or whatever. Thing is, people don't go to people's websites so much anymore. They just go to YouTube and stuff. It's a lot harder to grow as an independent animator with your own like website and stuff. You have to do it like on a platform like YouTube. But back then, it was a little bit easier, I guess. Not that many people were animated back then, so he was kind of one of the first, I think. I mean, that was doing a really good job too. I mean, there was animators and stuff. I've seen like JoeCartoon.com, but they're not like a narrative series, I guess. Oh, hey, Mick. I saw you might probably just changed it for the $2.50 pledge. Well, I thank you again. I appreciate that. By the way, Hexism Bay Road is beautiful. Well, Nicholas, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Do you have any channels or mediums that you view for inspiration other than what you set in your YouTube channel? Other than that's in my YouTube channel, well, there's some people I subscribe to that I haven't really put in there. Other than like that, I guess probably David Lynch movies for sure. I like Michael Mann's movies quite a bit. So those are two sources of inspiration that are not like YouTube channels, for instance.
So look at this meme that Joe Bob finished making.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna share this. Joe Bob in the chat just posted this. How Umami balances his content channel. Oh, this is pretty good. I love this. Well, thank you, Joe Bob. You're always posting the best memes on my channel. That's some good stuff right there.
That's the only way to succeed. Obviously. You gotta use Mark Zuckerberg's mask.
Well, Carolina, what are you talking about? Commander Root, whatever.
It's a viewer bot. It's like logging stats on your stream.
Maybe it's just Mark Zuckerberg.
I don't know. There's at least 3 of them in here today. Well, at least you can tell the lead if you wanted to.
The robot?
Yeah.
They actually listen? What is their purpose?
They just log stats on different streams, and some people use it to build AI.
I don't understand why Twitch uses bots. Like,
They don't. These are like things that shouldn't be on the site.
Oh, it's like other people.
Yeah, it's like programmers fucking.
Okay. Because I'm like, why do
your channel.
Okay.
They're annoying.
Did I hear correctly? You own Mark Zuckerberg's mask? No, I don't have a Mark Zuckerberg mask.
Yeah, you have his face.
You gotta print out a Mark Zuckerberg mask, and then I'll really get a cease and desist letter from him. Start selling them on my channel. Okay. Forgot to draw like his neck vein. It's gonna be like pulsating pieces. Okay. There we go.
Well, I can't get into these, so I do that.
So where the heck do I donate to you? Shabaria, if you're interested in contributing to the channel, you can either donate on Patreon, or if you check the description of this live stream, there should be a link to a Streamlabs thing. And if you do donate, you don't have to, but I do appreciate it because I use those funds to
you didn't put a link to your
hire voice actors,
there it is.
Or just to help pay my bills and spend more time doing these sort of things. Because these days I'm spending a lot of my time just animating, like basically 8-hour days sometimes. So, okay, so moving on. We're here. Okay, so that's that. And now I color this shot. And then we're getting close, and I'll be able to loop them all back, and you guys can see this walk cycle. I'll add some details and stuff. Maybe I'll animate him doing something else too. I think my idea was to have him kind of go around and sit there, but I don't think I'm going to do that.
You didn't put a link to your Streamlabs donation thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It should be automatic.
Well, someone has to click something to get there first.
Hold on, guys. Oh, I didn't even set up my stream properly. It says Caroline is drawing stuff today.
Yeah, I know. You're really good at this stuff. So his name's Carolina.
Sorry,
apparently.
guys. I don't even know what I'm doing when it comes to streaming. I wish it was.
He just clicks go.
I just click go.
He clicks the big red button. Doesn't set anything up.
Yeah. No, the link's there. I just checked it. So.
Yeah, on Twitch though.
Oh, Twitch. Twitch is a little bit different. Oh, is that person from? Oh, you're on Twitch, aren't you? Okay, sorry. Shibariba. I have to update my Twitch page because I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And, anyway, have you heard of? Hey, El Zaccarino, welcome. No, he didn't send a cease and desist. I'm just joking. I don't think he ever would. He's because if he did, it would just be hilarious. And, Tom Peck, have you ever heard of Starship Goldfish? It's sort of like Starfish. I haven't heard of it actually, Tom Peck. But if you join the Discord and you post it in there, I might be able to check it out later. And thank you, El Zaccarino. I really liked Hazmat's Monster Collection. The Hazmat's was improvised by Phil Jameson, so if you guys are interested in that sort of comedy, he's got his own channel, and you can get there by going to the latest episode, episode 8, and you should see it in the description. I'll post a link there, because he helped me out, and I'm going to help him out in the future if he needs like a short animation or something. And it's kind of a collaboration, I guess. What school did you go to in Montreal, Francis? Actually, I wasn't really from Montreal. I moved here 4 years ago, but I went to NASCAD University in Halifax, so I'm from Halifax, actually. Sub to YouTube, but this is my first time catching live here. Oh, thank you, Queen Metal, and welcome. Nice to talk to you. Do you have planned amount of episodes for Interface? What will be the last episode of Zuckerberg versus Henrik? I don't have a planned amount of episodes done, and I've been getting a lot of interest in the interface stuff, and I'm just going to keep doing it basically until I feel like it's run its course, which I don't know how long that might be. It might be 50 episodes or 60 episodes, but I'm going to try to break them up into seasons. So season 1 is approaching its end, I guess, probably in about 4 or 5 episodes. We'll see. I don't really know. I always change my mind on things. All you guys need to know is that I'm going to keep doing them, whether it's on YouTube or, yeah, it's going to be just, whatever happens, I'll still be here doing these. So probably try to get one out at least once every 2 months, and then have like bonus videos mixed in between to keep you guys somewhat entertained. But it seems like each time I do a new episode, it just like gets a little bit more complex. Okay. Need more shadows. Hey, Shabir Iba. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right or not, but thank you for that very much. I appreciate your contribution there. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks. And 60 episodes in there. What I want to do is basically keep doing these animations until they like kind of become like some sort of YouTube sort of underground cult following sort of thing. And I think I can get there if I just keep working on it. Just going to take some time. Would be sick to have emotes of your characters. Are you close to being an affiliate on Twitch? I guess I could do that. The thing is with Twitch is if I were to become a affiliate, I'd have to be exclusive to Twitch. And right now, all of my subscribers, or most of them, I mean, you can see right now that 66 of you guys are on YouTube and 11 of you guys are on Twitch. So I'm probably not going to become an affiliate with Twitch, even if I get the numbers that they need, because they basically make it be exclusive to Twitch. And now you can't even promote your own Twitch on YouTube unless you get a strike, apparently. So yeah. Unless they change that in the future. I think they should change it. I don't think you should have to be exclusive to them.
Yeah, they're shooting themselves in the foot, but I guess they're trying to compete with YouTube.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like they're missing out basically because like if people want to contribute and stuff, they're just going to go to Patreon or Streamlabs, and then they're going to get nothing. You know?
Yeah, that's their own problem.
So. Well, anyway. If Adult Swim would like you to work on Make Interface a TV series, would you accept the deal? Dank Krish, I would probably accept the deal if they gave me creative control. And I don't know if they give that out. And because I don't want to just, sign this away and have it turn into some generic crap. And so I would definitely do it, but I would have to have creative control for sure. Even if it's just like final say. I mean, I'd love to work with other writers and stuff like that. It's not like I'm, crazy everything to control everything. But there's certain things that they may try to force that would be counter to my integrity, I guess. So if someone was interested, I'd have to go for that creative control. And if they can't do that, then I'll just keep sticking on YouTube. All right. So. Okay, there's my walk cycle. Now I can like duplicate it and stuff. What animation is this? El Zaccarino. This is for episode 9 of Interface. And if you haven't seen the previous episodes, you can check them all out on my channel. They're about 25 minutes in length in total now, so they're kind of building up there. So you can either binge them or just watch them every couple days. Christian Wang, thank you, man. Okay, so I got this now. This is the last frame. Oh, Shibariba. Well, thank you again. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that again. You're awesome. If you're still here with us, I think you might be. Let's see, like David first. What do you think of his Sock 5 animation? I haven't seen his Sock 5 animation. To be honest with you guys, I haven't seen a lot of his new stuff. I've only seen basically Solid Fingers up until episode like 8 or whatever. So I'd say I'm a fan of his stuff, but I haven't really been keeping up on his new stuff because I have to go back and watch it, I guess. Okay, so at this point, maybe it might be easier if I put this in the folders. I'm just going to do that. Sock 5 is like 5 years old, really worth watching. Okay, well, I'll check him out. I haven't seen that particular episode. Now I think if I do this, now I
Those
can
little stinkers.
move this back.
The cheese is back.
Let's see how this goes. Yeah, see that? Now he's like walking. 8-foot cheese. Hi, Uncle Umami. Hey, Uncle Tom. Turkey Tom. I like the stream layout, Elstree? Thank you. It took me a while to get it all set up like this. The first couple of streams were just like me clicking on a computer with no sound and anything that was really kind of probably boring for people. Have you seen Domo on Adult Swim? I haven't seen it, actually, El Zacharino. I haven't really been checking too much of stuff that goes on with Adult Swim other than bedtime stories. However, there was a pilot that came out a couple of weeks ago called Day World. And I think you guys should check that one out because I really enjoyed it. Okay, so now, let's see here. Walking. So now what I can do is I can duplicate it again. Drag these guys out here. And now this can be moved back to here. Bring it down just a little bit. Almost. I can do it one more time. What frames a second do you animate at? I animate at 15 frames a second. But my walk cycles, I do them at like 7.5 frames a second. I'm surprised that I'm just a regular dude. I'm not an alien from space. I try to stay regular. And LA333, yes it is, the next episode. Okay, so there we go. I got my character. I'll just turn the background up so you can see. He walks in. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you what I'm going to do. This, right at the end here, I'm going to draw an extra frame so that it looks more smooth when he slows down. He doesn't just abruptly stop. I'm going to try to do that anyway. Flex Guide, well, thanks for hanging out today, and I'll see you next time. So I'll turn my background layer down again so you can see what I'm doing.
Are we done?
The animation?
Streaming?
No. I'll probably stream for
Oh,
another hour or so.
I was listening to something else.
Oh, okay. So, turn the onions getting on, you can kind of get an idea of where you have to go. And that's right here. That's where his shoe should be. Maybe a little bit further back. What you giggling about?
You know, like crazy guy downtown.
No.
Like yells the whole time.
There's like 20 people that do that.
Okay, around the place where you live. That guy.
Yeah.
I was streaming yesterday. I made a clip, and I was like showing people the bang in the background. He's just like singing really loud.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's funny.
You know what? I kind of messed up, guys. I gotta do something here. I gotta delete this. I duplicated the wrong frame. Should have duplicated this one. Yeah, that vinyl type sound I added, it kind of helps make silence seem less empty, you know? And the same for it was actually like a static kind of noise on top of the animations, and it also helps the static animations look a little bit more lively. Hey, can you link the Discord? Yes. Actually, Tom Peck, if you go to the About page on my channel, there's a link right there. And it might be in the description. You should check out the description. Unless, yeah, you're on YouTube, so you should see it there. If you don't see it, let me know. I'll just post the link. It's just I have to, like, kind of go over there and copy and paste it. I don't know. I don't have a link ready. But yeah, check the description. There should be a link to the Discord, probably right at the bottom or something like that. Maybe it's at the top. How long did it take to make chicken soup video? Chicken soup dog was amazing, by the way. That took maybe 3 or 4 days. The first like couple shots took the longest amount of time, actually. The one where it's like she's like walking into the room. And then I hired a voice actor for that, and I got a guy that does Liam Nelson impersonations, and he actually did a pretty good job. So yeah. Okay, now I'm get his arm here. Also, the scene where he talks about family tree dying with that tree being struck by lightning is the best scene in the video. Kiwi, thank you. I actually, I was really happy how that lightning shot turned out. I was like trying to draw fire, and it's kind of hard to draw fire. Like, it really worked out somehow. I don't know. It just kind of, yeah, it looks cool. There. So now there's an extra frame there. So when he does stop, it should be less jarring. Okay. Obviously, I'll extend that last frame out too. But let's see here. So there's that. Turn this coloring back on. I have to add blank frame. I have to fix the coloring for this particular frame here. What other surreal animations do you like? Well, besides the ones that are listed in my channel on the right side there, there's a kind of like influences or something. You know, honestly, I don't know really. I mean, if you guys want to check out some music videos that were directed by Chris Cunningham, I think they're also pretty cool. They're not animations, but they're kind of creepy. You guys should look them up. Maybe you'll probably enjoy them. Chris Cunningham is a commercial director and music video director, but he has some pretty cool sense of style. I think he's doing like some sort of light demonstrate, like light shows or something now. I don't really know if he's up to it. He did a lot of Aphex Twins music videos. Do I do commissions? L. Zaccarino. I do commissions, but usually only for like kind of big companies because I have to charge kind of a lot of money in order to do them because they take me so long to do. But if you're a big company, you can send me an email. But I don't really do commissions. Really, you know, unless it's like a collaborative. I really can't say. I mean, I take each episode. I had to turn down a lot of people, unfortunately, just because the amount of time. I don't have that much time to do these, and kind of have to balance what I work on, I guess. Okay, so do you post up notifications when looking for voice or video work? Ghost SD. I don't. I usually just go to voice acting websites and kind of. I've actually gotten a lot of offers from fans and stuff, but the problem is a lot of my fans are kind of like guys around my age, and the problem is I don't necessarily need like voices from like guys around my age, and I need like really old guy voices, or I need like female voices, or like a voice with an accent or something. So I usually just go on like a site for voice acting. But if you do voice work and you might want to work with me, send me an email, and I will consider it. I wouldn't say I won't consider it, but it's there to be considered, I guess. Okay, so what am I doing here? Coloring this. All right, I have to add another frame. And there. There we go. 1, 2. And then
You do avatars.
This is irrelevant for your drawing, but I like the track you made for episode 8 of Interface. How long have you been making music? Hey, James, thank you. I've been making music since about 2010. So my first album came out in 2009, I think. And they're not, I mean, my first album isn't really that great, but I've kind of been honing my style for about that long. Yeah, that's all I can say about that, I guess. Are you doing tuitions? What's a tuition? Yeah, I am doing like commissions in the sense that like if any of you guys are interested in being Patreons, there's a $20 reward, and basically I'll draw a picture for you guys. It can be yourself usually, but if you wanted me to draw something else, usually like from a picture, like I kind of trace over it and make it my own style, but nothing porn related or anything, but you know.
Nothing porn related.
I'm doing those for the next so many. I don't know how long. I might have to stop doing them soon though, because they're if I get too many of them, I'll have too much work to do in terms of commissions. So let's see. Okay, so now I got my guy. He stops. Let's just watch this back. Why did you choose this weird atmosphere for your videos? I don't know why I chose it. I just kind of thought it looked cool. It looked cool, you know? So sometimes things, I just do things, you know, without really thinking about them too much, I guess. And they kind of just work together. Okay, so the guy's walking in. He stops. There we go. Do you do avatars? Yeah. So, sorry guys, I'll be right back. Just give me a second. I get some water.
He's drying out. Thirsty boy. I'm just causing a ruckus. You know how it is. I like to just be annoying on your screen because you're annoying on my screen.
My friend sent me your Bandcamp and asked to metallic bonding involved. Hey, thanks, James. I appreciate that. Those were originally supposed to be for Interface, those 2 songs there, but then I decided to release them as an album because I wasn't going to use them there. I got some other music I'm using for my Interface stuff. So. Musical inspirations. Oh, you know what? I'll post a link to that because I got a whole playlist. I got a playlist on my channel that I listen to music, and I switch it around and update it and stuff. Some of it's kind of old, but here is my music playlist. I don't know if that link is going to be able to click on it, but if you can't click on it, just go to the yeah, it should work. If it doesn't work, just go to the channel playlist page. You'll find some music there. Okay. So guy walks in. Now, you guys who have seen my animations probably know that there's when things are just static like this, I kind of like to have them like I don't know what the word would be for it, but they're kind of just like the pixels kind of shift around and stuff, just to make it look like the guy's alive.
He's alive.
So I just do stuff like this, basically, and just make the so that when you play it back, it does something like this, you know.
What link did you post?
Playlist link. Yeah, definitely, Lauren. I like listening to his stuff. But I got a mix of a whole bunch of different things, I guess. There's some music in there that I guess would be influences that I haven't included just because I listen to it so much that I kind of get tired of listening to it. You guys ever happen to you where you like listen to something too many times and then it like used to be your favorite song or whatever, but you can't listen to it anymore? I usually end up doing that, which is kind of dumb. Like if I find a song I really like, I end up playing it for like 20 times in a row, and then I move on, and then I go back to it. But like, yeah. Oops. Okay. Just skim your playlist. We have similar taste. Aphex Twins, 10H Tricks, Mogwai. That's the fact. Yeah. Well, thank you, James. Yeah, similar taste in music because these are just kind of chilled out music. I don't really like stuff that's too fast, with the BPM being too high. I don't know what it is. I just like slow kind of music for some reason. Can you make stickers in the future? I would love that mischief headshot for my laptop. Hey, Tyler, actually, I do have that exact sticker, and they're on my Redbubble page, so I'll send you a link. They're really cheap, too. They're like a couple bucks or something like that.
You want more coffee?
Yeah, I'll have some stickers. Let me just get a link here. Stickers. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Here's a link to the stickers, Tyler, if you're interested. Oh no, thank you, Shibariba. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but I appreciate your support. It was very nice of you. Nutty breakbeat music. Oh yeah, Aphex Twin. Yeah, there's. I find like Aphex Twin is like you have to like really pay attention to it sometimes when you're listening to it. And for some reason, when I'm drawing and stuff, that's not the best stuff to listen to because it's like the break beats and stuff. They just like throw me off. But I do like it. I'm more into like trip hop though than Aphex Twin. But I guess there's not much of it in my playlist there. Frank Tinsley, that creepy morphing face thing is an NVIDIA demo for demonstrating how they can generate people's faces, and they released it as an attribution license. So I took it and then I did a whole bunch of effects to it so that it looks like it was hand drawn. That's basically how I did it. If you go to any episode that has that morphing face in it, you should see a link to it in the description because anytime there's like an attribution license, I have to post a link to it, and you'll see it in there. Six down one day and try to get the green calcs off. So that doing that works. It's pretty dope in the right move. Sorry, I digress. Yeah. Can one find the interface episode 8 song in the beginning? Nicholas Cron. That is not actually a song. It's oh no, wait, you're right. No, there is the piano. I guess you're talking about, right? Yeah, it is released as a Patreon reward. Currently, all the music is Patreon rewards, $2.50 reward. So that's the only way you can get the music for now until I come out with, once the season is done. I was thinking of putting them out on an album, but Yeah, that's the only. That's for now. That's how you can get some of this. And the season, it might take a couple of months. I'm thinking by the end of the year, I want to have like at least season 1 done. But you know, I don't know because you know the end of the year is kind of creeping up pretty quickly. The summer just went by real fast. So let's see. Oops. Too zoomed in too. Okay, I'll just. Andrew, I got some of it planned out, and I got kind of like the conclusion of season 1 planned out. That's about it, though. I don't really. I kind of make things up as I go. Inspirations art-wise. Like Francis Bacon's paintings a lot, and I like some abstract art, like I'm failing to come up with names right now. Sorry, I can't think of any right now. But Francis Bacon is probably something to check out. There's like a documentary about him on YouTube, like a full-length documentary. So you can just type that in Google search, and I'm sure you'll find it. Why are you doing 4:3 aspect ratio? Do you offer teachings? I don't offer teachings, but I guess my live streams are kind of like somewhat teaching because I'm sort of explaining how I do things. The reason why they're in 4:3 is because, well, there's a couple of reasons. One reason is that when you look at my animations in portrait mode on a cell phone, it actually takes up more space of the phone. And because most people watch videos on their phones these days in portrait, I thought that if I'm going to be doing a web series, I should do it 4:3. Another reason is that it actually requires less work for me to do because there's less space for me to have to draw. If I was doing 16:9, I would have to make my animations a little bit more detailed. And the third reason is that I think it kind of gives like a retro kind of feel when it's in 4:3. But I mean, if it were to be turned into like a television series or something, which I would kind of want to do actually, but you know, I don't know if I'll get the funding ever. It would probably be 16:9, just so that it fits a television properly. I don't think they would pay for it if it wasn't 16:9 because of the longevity and stuff of it. Hey, Shibariba, thank you very much again, and it's been a pleasure having you here too. So thanks for hanging out. Maybe I'll see you again in the future. What do you think of Kubrick films? I think they're really great. I love Kubrick's films. I don't really have anything more to say about it though. You know, it's been a while since I've seen them, so I can't really speak too much about them, but I know they're great. Oh, the Polish painter. Yeah, I think I've heard of this guy. I've seen some of this stuff. Yeah, let me just look it up real quick.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah, his stuff is pretty cool. Yeah, that's nice. He's nice paintings. His Pope fetish is almost as big as your clown fetish.
His what?
Pope fetish.
Yeah, well, he's Polish, so naturally.
Yeah.
You have to make commentary about popes. That's just what you do when you're Polish.
Yeah, Frank, the phone screen thing did play a part in it. And actually, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but YouTube updated their interface recently so that 4:3 videos actually display without black bars. So I was kind of anticipating them to do something like that in the future, and now they have done it. So when you watch my videos without clicking the full screen button, they actually take up more real estate on the screen, and that was kind of my decision that I was thinking about, back then, and it seems to have worked out for me because it's such a direction that they went. Anyway. I literally just discovered your channel 15 minutes ago. Just want to say that really did your stuff. Well, AT, I really appreciate your comment, and thank you for checking out my stuff, and I'm happy you'd like it. Have you heard of the new album by Gorillaz? I have heard that it came out. I haven't heard any of the songs though. Honestly, I haven't really been a huge fan of Gorillaz. I like a few of their songs that came out a long time ago, but I find a lot of their stuff to just be a little too energetic for me.
Energetic Gorillaz?
Isn't that what it is? It's like energetic.
No.
Maybe I'm just like talking out of my ass, but
you're just like
I haven't really listened to much of their recent stuff, so that's probably why.
How the hell is Gorillaz energetic?
I find it to be like their stuff to be like really kind of like energetic.
We're not talking about like Justin Bieber here. We're talking about Gorillaz.
Wow. Okay, so there's my animation. He walks in from the side and he stands.
Wow.
It's very, yeah. Now, let's see what else I can do here. James Wagner says Gorillaz music is just energetic. So, I had a suspicion like that. I feel like sometimes I listen to their albums and I'm just like, it just doesn't, for some reason, I can't connect to it. There's a few songs I really used to like when it came out back in the day, but I haven't listened to their stuff. Okay. That's basically all I had planned for this shot. So what I might do is a close-up of him. Maybe I'll do that now. Let's save this. And I'm going to add some more details for the background because, like I said, it was a joke. I guess they're not energetic. Generic. Energeneric. Oh, I see. I misread there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. This background was done, like I said, in 3D, so I have to fix some stuff. Like this table looks kind of wonky. So I'm just going to basically just draw over it. Oops. So I don't like these like loose pixels on the side and stuff. And the black outlines need to be added to certain places, like here. An area sound, thank you. I met Sean on a random unrelated live stream. We're everywhere. Sean? Who's Sean? I guess the one of the members. I only like geriatric tempo. Like it has to be slow enough so that my brain can process it. Because if it's too fast,
if you have to like ditch your cane when you're dancing to it, it's too fast.
Yeah.
It has to be something you can jive to in a wheelchair.
Let's carry on back there.
See, someone just subscribed after I said that. It's all me.
Yeah. Okay, this table's looking a little bit better. Oop. Now I go back. Yeah. See if there's anything else that needs to be added. Those lights up there look like they're a little wonky too, so I'll just. Sometimes the pixel length is too thin. It's a little nicer now. Get rid of some of the extra dots there. These things are cleaner. I can't link their new song. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if my chat's set up for links or not, but I think it like filters links. Unfortunately, I don't know how to turn that off. Hey Zach, how are you doing? So I'm gonna add some kind of like stuff on the ground here, just basically lines.
Stuff.
Let me just zoom out here. I don't know if that looks good or not. I'm going to put like shading on it and stuff. I think this way maybe. Oh man, it's hard to do sometimes. There we go. I think it looks alright now. Maybe get some of this extra. Oops. Not crazy about that. This. Yeah, it's done. How old are you? Sorry if this is too personal. I'm on the spectrum. No worries. I'm 28. So I don't know how old you are, but I'm 28 years old. So is this guy in frame Henrik, or is he Piotrek Shavantny? Oh, yeah. He's actually only red because of the lighting in the room, but I haven't really figured out his name yet.
Clearly it's Henry.
I'm going to watch interface now to get context. El Zaccarino, I don't know if you're going to get any context out of this particular shot because this is like a completely different scene, but you might get some ideas, I guess. This guy did appear before, if you guys know which episode he appeared in. He was a very minor, subtle background character. Is this the animation plugin for Photoshop then? Synthetic Rebellion. Yes. Animator Toolbar Pro. It's these buttons right here, they basically just a bunch of scripts, but they really help out a lot. So Spartas. Thank you, appreciate that. Zach, actually, I already been asked that question like 3 times this live stream. I should probably put that on my description, but I just really enjoy his videos, so that's about it, I guess. And they are quite inspirational.
Someone just asked him if you know why I like Red Sun.
No, what are my thoughts on it? So I keep getting asked that question.
That is probably the big time.
It's the pixelated stuff. People see the pixels and they think, you know. But I'm trying to do something a little bit different, even though there's pixels here. Okay. Now, what? Oh, you're 26. Okay. Yo, Umami, my name. You're gonna finish the McDonald's series with the birdie one. I also get at this question a lot too, but I'm not sure yet. Right now, I'm working on interface stuff. I might get to it someday, but The thing is, I kind of like to work on whatever I feel like working at that time. And right now, it's not the birdie at all. So, you know, I'm not sure if I ever will revisit it. You know. Yeah, I think we're James were probably around the same time. I mean, you know, Umami, how are things going? They're going pretty good. Miguel, El Poopsie.
Oh, poopsie.
How are you doing? I really need to get good at animating. Yeah, that is an area sound that's Carolina back there. Okay, that is my shot. Okay, I've been repeating this multiple times already. I'm going to plop it into in there. Hopefully it doesn't open up on the screen so you guys don't get any spoilers. Okay, good. Spartaz, channel name just kind of felt like the right name to call it, I guess. Something to do with meat flavors. Especially when I was doing those McDonald's videos when I first started. So. What just happened? Okay. Hey, man. Oh, thanks for hanging out with us. I'll talk to you later, James. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna just put this somewhere so that. All right. Import. What's it called? Bar scene shot base. Okay, so my animation for today is right here. It's very complicated stuff, but surprisingly, it took me a couple hours. So.
Your guy doesn't seem to have any knees.
He doesn't have any knees?
Yeah, they don't bend.
They bend a little bit. See, look.
No.
You know what, though? His knees should bend more, but it doesn't matter.
It's like that guy in King of the Hill.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make that like part of his character. He's like right
Why,
leg.
so you don't have to animate knees?
Yeah, basically. Look, his other knee is bending, but his other one doesn't bend.
No, it bends like once. Then it bends the opposite direction.
Look,
and then
it doesn't bend at all. Look, it's so.
He's got a peg leg.
He's got one fake leg and he's got one real leg.
One of his eyes is higher than the other one.
It's okay. That's good. Do you put a displacement map under everything to give more motion? Displacement map. No. I guess you're saying like generating extra frames? No, I don't do that, but I do add like noise on top. Like this kind of like static noise. I did try it once, the displacement map, to like generate frames, and it just ended up messing everything up because I don't think it works with After Effects. Anyway, yeah, a couple of seconds and it's taking so much time. Usually it doesn't take me this long. It's just because there's all these questions and stuff at the same time. Is Carolina Polish? Yes, she is Polish. It's funny, we're talking about Polish people today.
Stop talking about us.
So guys and girls, I don't know, whoever's in here, I think that's it for today. I'm trying to get through this episode,
He's dried out. He needs to stop.
and I'm drying up. And this is what I got accomplished in the past hour or two. So that's about it. I might be doing another live stream in a couple days or so. I'm not sure. But thank you for hanging out, and I'll talk to you guys next time. All right? See you later.